Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Eagle Insider. Joining me today in the studio from the Justyn State men's basketball team is graduate senior Justyn Anderson, a point guard out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Justyn, it's good to have you in the studio.
Thanks
We're about midway through the season. You guys are on a bit of a losing streak right now. You're coming off a tough road loss to Western New Mexico and New Mexico Highlands this past weekend. What have you guys been doing just to make sure that you guys are able to work together and stay, molded as a team?
Whenever you go through a losing streak like this, or you're losing a lot of close ones, because we're battling pretty tough in a lot of our games. We're just focused on what makes us better as a team, and we're going through different situations during practice to try and help us be able to finish the game a lot better. Because we'll get up and then we'll be playing well, and then we'll hit a few walls and some adversity. So we're just focused on being able to work through adversity together as a team. That way we can step forward and try and put some wins together.
Now, this is a fairly young team in comparison to last year's group that had a number of guys who had at least 2, almost 3 years of playing with each other. Now, you have guys like Warren Gordon, Andre Miller, Billy Johnson, a number of athletes who've all come in, Devontae McCallum and yourself, along with Jay Felton. You guys have all played together for at least 2 years now. So what is it like having to be that senior leader this season and helping make sure that this team, clicks and works together in those tight situations?
Well, whenever you have a collection of new guys, it's always going to be a challenge to try and get them to buy into the vision that we're trying to set for our team, because they have a lot of different backgrounds. They come from different teams, and they're used to doing things their way. But this team, I'm proud to say that we don't have any egos on this team, and that's the best thing. Everybody's trying to do the best that they can to make the team work. But I just think that if we're able to buy in and get some cohesiveness throughout the game, and get on one accord to what the vision is throughout the game and for the season, I think we'll be fine.
Now, for you as a senior, you've been on this team. This is your 5th year now. Now, what's the feeling like being that senior leader personally for you, and how have you been able to adapt to that role from your time since you first got here at Justyn State College?
Well, since I've been here, I've been able to observe a lot of great leaders that have been here. Moala Tatua was here my freshman year, and Mike Safer and Josiah Lee last year. They were great leaders, and I've just been able to glean information from them to try and be able to handle different situations better. I personally enjoy the challenge because it's just another thing that can help me build my character for later in life. But I've just tried to realize where people are coming from and trying to understand them as a person. That way I can best lead them as a player, because if you kind of understand what makes a guy tick, you have a better chance at not pushing their buttons, but pushing the right buttons to get them motivated and to play as hard as they can.
Okay, now with this coming down to the later half of the stretch, you guys had a pretty good start. You shoot the ball very well as a team behind the three-point line. Offensively, this is one of the faster teams that fans have seen in recent years. How have you guys been able to just work that into your offense, knowing that you have a number of athletes that can just make their way up and down the court in less than a second, it seems like?
Well, we really wanted to let our guys play. Sometimes when we think too much, we tend to make a few mistakes. So we really wanted to let our guys get out and play. We want to get stops and we want to push the ball. Not only does it make the game more exciting for the fans, but it also makes it more exciting for us, because we're able to get out and do the things that we do well. So I think that we were just able to focus on not playing a half-court game, because when we play a half-court game, we have to run sets, and it's just not our strong point. So we always want to get out, we want to get stops, and we want to run, and we want to be able to put points up on the board. Yeah,
and those who have been watching at the Chicoine Center and on the road on CSC Live, they've really seen that you guys, again, you move the ball pretty fast. And granted, you did have 2 losses to in New Mexico. You guys were still moving up and down the court fairly well. So for a lot of fans, that's a good thing to see going forward. Now, back to you personally. What has been probably your favorite moment, as a basketball player for Justyn State, now that you're coming into your last dozen or so games in your career as a basketball player?
Wow, that's kind of tough. I've seen a lot of games. I think my favorite moment was actually a game I didn't play in. It was my freshman year.
Okay.
It was when we were playing Kearney here. We were still in Armstrong. It was the craziest environment I've seen, at Justyn. And just to see the fans come out and support us that well, it was a crazy sight to see. We ended up winning that game, and I had to put on a little halftime special. I made a half-court shot. That was probably pretty cool for me.
Yeah, just one of those things that really sticks out.
Yeah,
Now, again, going back to this is the later half of the season. You got, I want to say, a dozen or so games left, 6 games left at home going into the last weekend of January, or the second to last weekend of January, excuse me. What is the goal for this team now? Because you still have somewhat of an outside shot to make the RMAC tournament. What's the goal for this men's team as the season comes to an end?
Our goal is what it's always been, to maximize our potential, to be able to win as many games as we can. Our focus is definitely on winning games right now, because the more games we win, the better shot we have, as you know. But we want to come out and win at home, because, home court advantage, as you know, is like one of the best in the RMAC, if not the best. We love playing here and we love playing for the fans, but we really just want to be able to string something together and put together a streak that, we can be proud of looking back, and just we want to know that we played as hard as we can at every game, whether we come out winning or losing. We want to win, obviously, but we want to play to the best of our ability throughout each game.
All right, well, we thank you for joining us here in the studio today. Good luck with the rest of the season and with the rest of your career outside of basketball.
Thank you.